What if I told you that one of the biggest disasters in Trove history wasn't a glitch, but a plan? A plan that changed the entire console economy, and no one said a word. Welcome back to the series Trove Unsolved, the series where we dig up mysteries the devs would probably rather leave buried. Or maybe something else. In early 2024, console players across Xbox and PlayStation noticed something strange. Prices were falling. Rare items were showing up in huge quantities. The economy didn't just shift, it broke. But what was the cause? Well, a duping exploit that allowed players to copy items endlessly. But this wasn't the first time something like this has happened in Trove. What makes this one so different is that it went on for weeks, months, even years, unchecked. Credit pouches, where the devs allegedly make the most money, suddenly skyrocketed in value. On some servers, the price doubled. On others, it tripled, until there's just no stopping it. Now, a new player can join without any context and think nothing of it, but that's the thing. New players. New players and even current players want to make some flux. Once they realize credit pouches can be sold on the marketplace, who really benefits from this? And yet, despite growing outrage, the devs said almost nothing. Days passed, then weeks, no hotfix, no rollback, no bans. Which leads us to our first theory. The credit pouch conspiracy. What if this wasn't just negligence, but a marketing tactic? By letting the duping continue just long enough, the value of credit pouches skyrocketed. Suddenly, they look like the ultimate investment. To a new player, just buy some credits, sell a pouch, and get rich. It's the perfect bait. Like, how could we not seen this coming? The devs didn't want to say anything because they simply couldn't all along. But what about on PC? It got fixed instantly on there? Well, maybe. Let's get into theory number 2. The struggling dev. This theory is a little bit sad. What if it wasn't about money, but revenge? Picture this, a frustrated Trove dev stuck at 3000 power rank. Can't clear delves, can't get a C3, can't get a wife, and nobody will carry him. He wants to prove that he plays the game, understands it, but he just can't. So he does what any desperate dev might do. He adds a dupe exploit, uses an alt account, and begins climbing. But you know what they say, the bigger you fall, the harder you climb. So as the dev hand farmed his final crystal piece, he got banned. Which goes back to why it took so long for something to happen on console. He got banned by the one and only Yori from customer support. Here's what we know so far. The dupe exploit was real. It took far too long for them to fix it. Credit pouches skyrocketed, and the devs were just silent for most of it. Whether it was marketing, Chloe... Wait a minute. Was Chloe the dev all along? This is Trove Unsolved Mysteries.